All right, good morning. It is day 109 on the PCT. 108 ended up being a 0 day because, well, quite frankly, by the time we got into town and got all of our chores done on day 107, we never got to our hotel, our hotel room until after like 7 p.m. Just trying to get stuff done. We still had laundry to do. We still had food repacking to do. Still had gear repair to do. And we spent several more hours that night in the hotel room just trying to get that stuff done. So honestly, there was no, we didn't feel like we could get back out first thing in the morning as early as we would needed to or wanted to make progress on this next section and time it out appropriately for getting to the next town, because we would like to narrow in the next town, which means you kind of have to get, you near 0 miles. You want low number of miles to get into town. So anyway, we ended up taking yesterday off. So we are back on trail this morning. We had a nice ride out with a trail angel this morning, brought us back out onto trail. So it is now 8:34 and we're about 1.25 miles in. And this is just a lovely section in here. So we just left the town of Truckee. We went back out to the Donner Ski Ranch Route 40 access, and we are now back on trail there, walking towards the I think it's Interstate 80. So this is it's a really beautiful section. Apparently it's very popular with climbers, rock climbers, which you can imagine. I'm going to take some video and pictures of that as we continue forward. But we are now on our way up towards Sierra City. We should be there in just probably another 2 days or so, which is a really short jump up there, but they don't have much of a resupply because the section after that up to Quincy is a little bit longer, several more days. So we wanted to just make sure we got as much as we could done in trail, or in town rather, over yesterday before we headed back out. So yeah, I think that should get you caught up for now. Looks like we're starting to go back up in temperatures. It's going to be up in the 90s, at least down in town. So hopefully up here in the 9,000-ish foot elevation, maybe we'll be in the mid to upper 80s. We'll see, but that's just the way it goes. All right, we will catch up with you again shortly. Try to give you some nice views today of this really nice section we're walking through. All right, well, you haven't seen one of these in a little while, but we have a tunnel going underneath Interstate 80 here in California. This is again, kind of get a psychedelic effect through the camera here. It's kind of cool. This is a short one. Don't know if maybe there'll be another one, I guess so, under the other side of the highway. All right, pretty neat. So we are continuing on. We're about 3.5 miles in at this point at 9:30 a.m. We're gonna go through the second tunnel. I'll spare you the length of this one, and we'll meet you somewhere on the other side. We have arrived at the Peter Grub Hut. A little cabin out here. One of the oddities, it's a 2-story privy. Never used a 2nd-story privy before. Composting privy, such as this. But there it is. So that's a little interesting. Let's see if we can. Smells like a privy, she says. Peter Grub Huts. That's a Sierra Club, at least it is now. Sierra Club hut. Nice. Shall we step inside? No, we shall not. Sometimes we're lucky enough to have a spring, water coming right out of the ground. This is the best source of water that we can get. A little more frequent on the Appalachian Trail, but not quite as much here on the PCT, but love it when we can get it. Starting to get some thunder rolling through. Let's see if we get any rain or at all, or thunderstorms. We'll see. Right now we're about 26 miles from Sierra City, so that won't be tomorrow. We could make it tomorrow, but we have a reservation in town for the next day, so that's when we're gonna get there. Now we got a little ridge walk and get down into the alley a little bit for just about 3 miles till we camp for tonight. All right, here we are with the wrap up for day 109. Today we did, this might be a little quick because there are bugs after us. We did just over 19 miles after leaving Truckee, California. We got a ride out with...
John picked us up at about 7:30. Got to the trailhead about 8. He was about to take us to the wrong space, which would have cut our mileage down to 4 miles. Well, it would have cut it 4 miles.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm glad that you said something, because there was a really nice trail. Those 4 miles was really pretty.
Yes. Yeah. The 4 miles. So, and he originally took us right back out to the Route 80. And we said, hey, this is not where we stopped. So
we're Highway 40.
yeah, it was like, we haven't done this. He's like, oh, you came from right on the other side of the highway. And I'm like, no, we didn't. So anyway, he was kind enough to continue our drive and take us farther down so we could do our 4 miles in between those 2 spots. So today got fairly hot. But fortunately our elevation, I didn't look at what we did, but it wasn't terrible.
I think it was just under 3.
Okay.
Total.
And
it was rolling.
Yeah, it was more rolling than anything. We had a decent climb kind of near at the beginning. But other than that, yeah, it rolled pretty well. But yeah, like you said, the first 4 miles were really nice.
And it was kind of easy cruising too. It was a lot of just dirt track rather than rocks and boulders and loose stuff to kind of mitigate and deal with. So it was nice.
Lots of day hikers today because we were near town.
Yeah, a lot of trailheads.
And that was pretty cool too. Yeah, there are lots of trailheads, lots of dogs. So we got to pet 6 dogs today. We saw a few others, but they were not interested in us. And the first time in a while, we saw a horse on trail. So it's been a while since the mule trains, I think, since we've seen.
Yes, we're not going to see those anymore.
Right. So
those are the Sierras.
Right. But that's the last time we've seen a horse as well. So, yeah. Other than that,
we had trail magic today.
Oh yes, we had trail magic today. It's cooling right now in the stream. So it wasn't too long ago, maybe 4 or 5 miles ago, we were walking and there was a patch of snow on the side of the trail, and stuck in the snow was a can of beer. And I looked at it and like, is that trail magic? And I was like, I'm taking it. So I got it and brought it along, but maybe a mile or 2 after that, we came across, well, we don't even know his name. There was a man
he's out in one of the spaces. The dirt roads are up here.
Yeah.
He said he's been here about 10 days. But yeah, he's the one who put it there.
Yeah.
And he offered you more beer. But
he offered you some as well.
I know.
And lemonade and a few other things. But it was very nice. So he's been out there just kind of, just giving out magic, hanging out, and which is fantastic. So we've now had more trail magic in the last couple of days than we had all previous to this, which was really nice. So so I brought the beer along. Yes, I have to carry out the can, but I have cooling it in the stream right now. So, and then we got to this lovely little camp spot here. There are quite a few flies, mostly.
Until you go to the water.
Until you go to the water's not great. It's flowing, but you have to kind of pick just the right spot to fill.
It's shallow.
Yeah, very shallow. So we're approximately 1173, I think, is where we are, mile marker. Just for anybody who is maybe watching this and coming along after us, who knows? So we're at this nice little tent site. There's one other camper with us here so far, and tomorrow we are planning on doing. Well, we're going to be stopping just short of Sierra City tomorrow. So we may be
because we have a reservation for the next night. Right.
So I haven't looked at the mileage yet, but it's probably going to be somewhere like maybe 18, 19 miles tomorrow.
We could probably push, but I don't know. Yeah. But you never know what the trail is going to be like.
Right.
So you just kind of try to figure it out. And
And we honestly thought we were going to be stopping 4 miles or 5 miles short of where we are currently right now today. So that's another reason why we left it to the next day. So anyway, so I think that's about it. Yep. It was a great day. It got hot, but it was beautiful. Oh, we did hear some thunder. There was some there was a storm off to the east, I believe, maybe north, but did not produce anything for us, which was okay. Would have knocked down the mosquitoes a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah. So, okay. So I think that's it. Yes, I have my hood up to keep the bugs off of my bald head.
And I have my rain pants on.
Yeah. So, all right, that is a wrap for day 109. We will see you tomorrow. Just a plain old hiking day tomorrow through the woods.
That's right.
Through on 110.
That's all it's gonna be.
That's all it's gonna be. All right, talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, night.
Bye, everyone. All right, and here is our tent and tent site for the night. There are, well, I mean, there's plenty of space for a number of tents, but there's probably 4 or 5 bare spots where tents have been placed before. We have another camper staying right over there behind that tree, and the trail is just up there behind her tent, so right up back in there. And there's some water just a very short walk away. Like we said before, it's really buggy down there, so we did not spend a lot of time, and the water's not fantastic at this point. So things in general are starting to dry up, so we have to keep that in mind. All right, have a good night, everyone.